Jess MacCallum. I'm the president of Professional Printers. Mostly handle the day-to-day operations and been here in various capacity for 34 years. Well, it was simple. I started in sales. I had a graphic arts background and had a baby on the way and decided I couldn't make a living as an artist, so went into sales. And over the years, I occupied various leadership roles. Eventually, a few years into the company, I bought into the company, and so done various management and operational things, and the company continued to grow. So at one point, about 2013, my partners came and said, "We would like you to take over the job as the president." So we have a CEO, but he wanted me to run the company and to make some changes. I was a little overwhelmed with the responsibility. I had been doing a lot of business development, and so essentially, I needed leadership training. I needed to find out all I could, and I started reading book after book, and there was so much good stuff out there, but it was massive, massive amount of information. About 5 years ago, my oldest daughter bought the hair salon where she was working. And so she said, "Dad, I need some leadership help." I said, "Well, obviously you've come to the right guy. I've read all these books." And so much did not apply to a five-person salon. So I distilled it all down, tried to come up with what is the most actionable, useful information that a micro organization, 12 or fewer, would be able to put into work today instead of reading stacks and stacks of books. And there are great books out there. But this would be a diagnostic approach, and it's a workbook. So you're self-guided. It is not expensive. You don't have to pay a coach. And the material you would get out of here and the tools you would get in a 60-page workbook could be the difference between succeeding and not succeeding. Well, my daughter, Anna Claire Hall, she went through the book in its early stages, gave me a lot of feedback. It was her idea to do a workbook because there's not a lot of time when you've got to make payroll, manage clients, and she has a full book of clients along with leading the company and the other ones. So it's going to take you through the three elements are direct, align, and manage. So direct, you have three arenas in which you do these activities. It's the organization itself, especially if you own it or you're the top, the operations within there, and then the people that you have to lead. And it's the simple as that. Organization, operation, people, and in each one of those you have to direct, align, and manage. So, and then for example, there's some really good tools for feedback. So we all know that if you self-assessment is probably it's not always welcome, but you need to know yourself and have emotional intelligence. There's a one-page self-assessment, and then there's a tool on how to use that self-assessment. We have a one-page employee feedback, basic questions about leadership and the way the organization's running, and there's a way for you to assess that. Things that are surprising, even in large companies, they don't have a job description, a written job description. This is a sample of one, and then you have your own blank. There are several other tools to plan and to make changes, but it is diagnostic. Not everything will apply to everyone when they read it the first time. But what does stand out to you is something you should address. Instead of just gravitating toward your strengths and the things you prefer, you might find that there's some areas that are causing issues, but you would never have discovered them if you hadn't had a fair diagnostic overview. Well, there's only one way to do it, and it's easy to remember. DAMLeadership.com, DAM, Direct, Align, and Manage. You can go and buy the book there, and I will actually be the one shipping it out to you. This is a small startup. It's really to help people who can't get the expensive, time-consuming leadership that some companies can afford, and that's fantastic if they can. But this will give you a framework to begin and to think intentionally about your role as a leader and how to develop it.